Okay, everybody, here is a parts breakdown. We're going to start off with the UI, which is your user interface. And there are a few set issues on this user interface. You'll go toggling through settings and it won't progress to the next setting. That's one well-known issue. Also, your power button will lose sensitivity, no power on, no power off. There are some DIY fixes for that issue, but in general, you do want to replace a UI board with a good OEM unit when that does happen. Okay, and here we go. This is your control board. It sends various functions, signals, and power throughout the dryer. These do go bad. They could develop sticky relays, never shutting off the heating element, causing all sorts of problems. When that does happen and you start having issues, simply replace your control board with an OEM unit. Okay, up next is your thermistor on this dryer. If this goes bad, it creates all kinds of issues. It'll take too long to dry or shut off prematurely or throw all kinds of crazy codes, D80, insufficient airflow. When that happens, replace your thermistor. Up next is your thermal fuse. This is a protection. If the dryer were to overheat, this little fuse pops, shutting off power to the motor and to the heating element. Very, very important. When that goes bad, replace it. And also that's a telltale sign that there might be a larger issue at hand with your dryer, or you do need a good dryer vent clean out and a clean out of inside the dryer. Very, very important. Okay, up next, the LG heating element, one of the best heating elements out there. The coils are very, very good units, long lasting, but they can go bad, they can fail. To check that, it's gonna be continuity at your blades. Also, you have your cycling thermostat and your high limit thermostat. When either one goes bad, replace both, not just one. Very, very important to replace both at the same time with OEM quality. All same thing with the heating element. When it goes bad, you lose continuity, the coils are bad, replace with an OEM quality unit. Okay, now we talked about our rollers. We got our front bulkhead and our rear bulkhead. You have 4 rollers total. When these go bad, they cause damage to your shafts. Replace both with OEM good quality units. Up next is your tensioner and your tensioner pulley. Although very robust on this machine, they can go bad. When that happens, replace your pulley and your tensioner with OEM quality. Okay, up next is gonna be your blower. Blower is very, very important. It exits air out of the machine, it recirculates air and exits. What happens is these can be damaged with obstructions or something falling into the blower housing that's not supposed to be there. When that happens, it could stop the whole machine abruptly, break off a few of these fins, also send the machine into an uncontrolled vibration. When that happens, simply replace your blower with an OEM quality unit. Okay, here we go, the LG electric motor. Now, these are pretty robust, but they can go bad. And what will happen is your dryer will run for about 5 minutes or so, then shut off. This motor will be hot and burning to the touch, or it will not start at all. When that happens, replace your motor with a good OEM quality unit. Okay, here we go, your dryer belt. Pretty robust on this dryer, but they can snap, especially if overloaded. When this dryer belt snaps, what happens is your tensioner comes crashing down and hits this trip switch. When the trip switch is engaged, it cuts power to the motor and the heating element for safety reasons. You will notice because you'll go to start your dryer and nothing will happen. Suspect that you have snapped your belt and the trip switch did its job, preventing a fire and preventing damage to your dryer. Okay, here we go, your LG dryer drum, very good drum. However, please note that you do have this lining of felt that goes all the way around. This is to basically seal the dryer and keep the heat inside here, keep the lint out from getting into the dryer on the bottom side. These can go bad. They start hardening or basically shredding apart. So when that happens, you can replace this whole lining here, this whole felt, with OEM or equivalent on both sides. Don't forget that. Very, very important.